what's up, guys? Welcome to the Entity Spot, the debut episode. I'm RC Cintron, founder, leader, CEO of Cintron's Entertainment, of something that's booming up right now. My co-CEO and COO, Justice Morales, pretty much handles everything under the sun, management, you name it, this guy does it.
What's up, guys?
Now, being that this is the debut episode of our new YouTube show, we really wanted to drop a lot of knowledge on you guys. In the last year, we've probably had the most successful year of our entire company, of our career, everything. As of the 21st, I had concluded the Movement of Chaos trilogy, and the whole movement. Now, that movement was a year and a half in the making. Something that I had been brewing up from 2011, early 2011, back when I was working on the Chaotic Truth. It was brewing up when I started working on the songs for the Chaotic Truth, and I think that I actually had grown as an artist when I made the Chaotic Truth, as opposed to a lot of my other work.
Yeah, definitely. I think from the beginning of basically your start of rapping career, you've grown drastically from the past 10 years.
Definitely. Once I was done with the Chaotic Truth, the Chaotic Truth is my most successful mixtape right now. So we can golf clap that.
Definitely.
You know what I mean? Over 1,000 downloads. It's a 5-star rated mixtape. It's definitely a milestone in my career. Something I'm very happy with.
You can Google it, Yahoo it,
everything. Now, once I was done with the Chaotic Truth, I was really looking forward to starting something big in the company. Since I was 15 years old, late 2005, when I was starting on the first mixtape, I just dreamt about doing the things that we're doing now, and I really wanted to start a movement, something that'll actually, it'll change the face of the industry. It'll make some type of impact, make that stamp for us in the company, so to speak. So what I was thinking of originally, I planned to call it the Dark Doctrine Theory, as I had called it in the previous featurette. I decided to actually start calling it the Prelude to Chaos. I thought of I wanted to do something that represented something that would make that big impact, and chaos fits my persona very, very well.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Everything chaos wise. So the Prelude to Chaos was the first chapter in that. On Halloween 2011, I dropped the first single in everything of the Movement of Chaos. This thing called Music. It's a very I thought it was a good single to start the Movement of Chaos, because it wasn't a very hardcore approach. It wasn't a too soft approach. It was actually, what that song represented was an artist representing true art, what music is actually supposed to be looked at, not a lot of what mainstream music tends to make it as. It's not about money, sex, and violence and all that other good shit.
Yeah.
It's music is art, so that's how we wanted to do it. And after that, I started working on my second album, and I've been wanting to work on the second album for so long. I mean, I've been talking about the second album, the follow-up to Cintron's Way, for so long, and it's just, finally we had the opportunity to put it together. So after the Prelude dropped, there was a very good response from that, and a lot of people were liking the beginning of the story, so, it gave it the leeway to actually, let's continue the story.
Right.
So, gave me that push, for the rest of the year. I dropped the first single, the Club Chaotic, which was an excellent club hit.
Oh yeah, I love that.
In the Name of Chaos, when it was in production, it was just, there was a lot of songs that went into it that didn't make the cut. It was just because I put so much work into it. I wanted it to be like my masterpiece. I wanted to be my Mona Lisa of Cintron's Entertainment.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because it's, since the Chaotic Truth, I felt that I had evolved more as a rapper, as an artist, as a poet. So I can deliver the message 10 times harder in the second album on a much bigger scale. And also on that, we've been working with a lot of other producers. Dance and Beats, big shout out to him. He's an excellent producer. A lot of his beats are on most of the singles that we have released. He's the man. He really is on the underground. You guys really need to check him out. What we had also worked on was DJ Fatality is another one, and DJ Fatality also he did the beat for a single that's on the album called Throw Them Horns Up, and Throw Them Horns Up is also on Throw Them Horns Up is also on the Chaotic Truth. Now the reason why I had moved it up to the album is because we did a show out in Flatbush. You know, generally in that type of area, you don't see a lot of people who like the genre of metal, basically. I even stayed out there for a little while in Flatbush.
Yeah,
remember that time? And I stuck out. Involved. Yeah, I stuck out like a sore thumb. So, we had some contacts and we played a show at that spot. And during the set, I had played "Throw Them Horns Up," and during the song, the chorus is a very it has a phrase that everybody can just get rowdy to, get real pumped up. It's one of those real club type songs. And there's a part where it goes throw them horns up, and everybody in the crowd had started following what I was doing, because everything that I was doing during the chorus, I would go throw them horns up, and the rest of the crowd just started following it. So through the rest of the choruses, people were just going along with the song, and probably that one song throughout the rest of the set got the best response to it, because it was just like
it just overthrew it kind of like it was like something they never heard before, and it was just thrown on them, and they was just like they couldn't understand it, and they were just moving, and it was just like, yo.
it was an excellent response from the crowd, and it was me myself as a suburban artist, if I can get that type of response in different rural and or urban places, we can take our product everywhere, and people would love how we sound. People would love to hear the art of true music, because that's what we like to do. That's what we're all about. So, and that initial response gave me the reason to I'm gonna remaster this song. We're gonna make it crisp, clear. And it's going on the album. People want to hear it. We're gonna give them, the official version.
Yeah, definitely.
Also, I wanted to talk about is we have a new producer on there, our own Justice. Justice produced the beats for Get 'Em on Prelude to Chaos, and as well as the freaking awesome intro on In the Name of Chaos. He composed the perfect battle march, and Justice personally, thank you for that. Seriously.
Do it again.
Yeah, I mean,
do it every day.
That whole album, it's really a dear brainchild of mine. I really wanted to make my second album, boom, and definitely got that response out. And I without the help of the rest of the crew, especially Justice had a big hand in this, producing it. He made the masterpiece cover for both Last Man Standing and In the Name of Chaos, and the Movement of Chaos trilogy. It was great. It was definitely a good movement. We had released 7 singles.
Yeah.
That's off of In the Name of Chaos so far, and a lot of people have been hitting up the Twitter, been hitting up the Reverb Nation, the Facebook. It's been an excellent initial response, and even throughout the whole movement, we have listeners all around the United States now.
UK.
We have listeners in UK still from the Club Fusion Radio days. People have been listening to it. We've been getting fan ads from a lot of people on the Reverb Nation. You can even go on in and read and weep. Also what my big accomplishment is that we've gone coast to coast. People are now listening to us in California. So even if you
big time actually.
You know what I mean? So you take yourself to Los Angeles or San Diego, you can definitely hear us on a non-terrestrial radio, something like 365 radio, or you can definitely hit up Club Fusion Radio. The singles are still playing on there. Everything is in rotation. And probably, the best thing is that I got to release this album on Halloween. It's my holiday, it's my day. I'm sick.
It was a 1 week rush.
Oh, it seriously was.
Man,
the
24/7. It was pound to pound. What's going on?
like this poor guy, man. I felt so bad giving him such a workload, and
crap.
I don't think I've called him more times in my entire 22-year life than the week of the release of the album.
But the best part was
it.
The best part was that it made me create something where I couldn't understand how I created it, but it just boom, it comes out of nowhere. It's like boom, you know. It's like he tells me to create something. I'll take my time to think about like what tools and steps I need to go through to get it done. And I mean, in the end, you know, his passion for, you know, his whole outcome of the demon in flesh and just, you know, being possessed and whatnot, you know, that basically gave me the outlook of view, you know, and scenery of what I need to do with my own art and my own beats, and you know that it was really an evolution. It was evolutionary.
It definitely was. In the Name of Chaos, it didn't mean, you know, just my second album. You know, it was definitely a success in my own career, but it meant everything to everybody in chirstmas Entertainment, because everybody had a hand in getting this album out on time, getting this album produced, you know, just getting it out there. I worked my ass off. Justice, I worked his ass off, you know. Catalyst made his big, you know, big chirstmas Entertainment return on this album. My definitely big shout outs to Catalyst, man. Thank you.
And Damien,
wherever you are, man. The ghost.
We have to hit Damien. We have to hit Damien. He's another ghost. We have ghosts.
Right?
That's all we have is ghosts. Like they're there, you just can't see them.
We have the excellent people, but you know what? These people are making moves. They are on the go.
Oh, yeah.
They are successful people. We have successful people affiliated and working with chirstmas Entertainment, and Catalyst is somebody that's been with us since the beginning. And the what I want to talk about, the single, my favorite single on the album, The Demon in Flesh. I got to remake by far my favorite song that I made in my career.
And I'm happy you did make it. And it's funny that you made it, like when you made it, and like it was funny to me because I've always go on YouTube and I would look that up, and you know that was like basically one of your first video, you know, productions that you did for yourself.
Yeah.
And when I used to view it at least like maybe 2 or twice a week. I'd be like, wow, you know, he's really starting out his artistic views.
That was back in the Root of All Evil days. That was chapter 3. That was 18-year-old Syndrome. So, you know, the Demon in Flesh single, I had remade the song. Catalyst made the beat for it. Next to Justice, there's nobody that knows my flow better than Catalyst to make a beat, you know, to fit exactly what we're about.
Yeah.
So, you know, it fit the song perfectly. All I did was just put the beat on. You know, I was talking to Catalyst. He sent me the beat. I put it on. I was just thinking, like, you know, I've been trying to remake this song. I've gotten beat after beat after beat, and always trying to, you know, maybe I can make this official here. I can make it official here for this tape. And I put that on. I just started spitting the words. You know, it comes from the darkness, the root of all evil, and it fit perfectly. And when I dropped that song, it was just like, and who of anybody else for Catalyst to make that beat, because Catalyst was in there for the first, you know, since the beginning. He's been in there throughout all the success of all the first mixtapes that brought us to our, you know, to our position, and the pre-Justice era, what I like to call it.
Yeah, definitely, he definitely put me on my feet. You know, when I used to hear, because I remember I always used to play around with like the PlayStation, MTV beats, stuff like that, or when Fruity Loops like first came out, and my cousin Anthony Cintron, his friend Sean Salagno, oh god, he's gonna hate me when I know your first name, Sean. I'm sorry, but at the end of the day, he's the one that basically put me on that program. It was like, dude, you need to play on this for at least 5 hours. I don't want to see your face until you learn how to do at least one song.
Yeah.
And I did that melody, and then, you know, that's when I started off there. But, you know, what gave me that motivation was definitely Catalyst. Like, you know, just hearing his beats made me want to get on my computer and just do something.
Definitely, and he definitely did join the producing team in doing so. You know, Justice makes excellent beats, and Catalyst, he set that platform for producing for C-Tron's Entertainment. You know what I mean? He really did. So we had some really good singles on there. Another single I want to talk about, also Honor the Fallen, a song that I had made for my friend Sam, who I passed away earlier this year. It's a song in the trilogy that really brings a piece in myself that shows the more human side to me, the more poetic side to myself, so to speak. Because my persona is the demon in flesh. I do hardcore music, but from time to time I do have to show myself as a human being. I'm more than just what my persona is.
Yeah.
I am an actual artist. I take pride in everything that I make.
And you are human.
Exactly, and I am human. So, that song, it got a major response to it, a good response. And a lot of people liked it, for what it was, especially everybody who knew Sam definitely liked it. And me, myself, I want to say right now, especially on camera, in the debut episode, I was scared to death to show everybody that song.
Yeah.
Because I didn't know how everybody was gonna respond to it. Because it's a touchy what had happened was it's a very touchy subject to write about. To put out there, and especially dealing with a suicide in your life. You never really know what something like that it feels like until you go through it. And even the first reason why I started doing music is to get things off my chest. It was that way out. You know what I mean? Definitely, music is my leeway to a brighter day.
Yeah, definitely.
So when I had put that song down, and when I showed it, it put me in tears from the responses I got from my friends and from other family members and whatnot. So definitely, shout out to everybody in there. And I just, I honestly want to thank everybody that gave the big response to the album itself, to In the Name of Chaos, because being that it was my second album, I put a lot into it. I put my heart and soul into that album. Being, it was the follow-up to the C-Tron's Way, my first debut album. And everybody any artist who makes a second album always goes through that feeling that if I'm gonna make a second album, it has to be better than the first one. It can't, it has to top it, regardless of the success. And out of that, still to this day, my most popular song is it's About That Time. My very first single. And
I remember when you wrote that song.
Oh dear.
And we're not gonna go into details, but the utmost result was and response to me was, my opinion of it was just like, wow, dude, people are gonna love this song. And you wouldn't even have to fully get the song, but just the flow of it, the beat to it. I forgot who basically.
Catalyst actually did the beat to that. Catalyst did the beat. Yeah,
Big
Catalyst
up to Catalyst on that.
Catalyst produced every single one of the songs on C-Tron's Way.
And it was definitely one of those songs that stood out. We had responses that just came out of nowhere.
It really was. Our debut was a hell of a, it gave us that boom to definitely for us to do it. It launched off, that's a big shout out to all the haters that that definitely said that the C-Tron's Entertainment, that Syntron Justice, we wouldn't do it, but we kept it strong, and it definitely took off. But like I said, man, a big thank you to every one of the fans, every one of the people who downloaded, who bought the albums, who streamed us. Thanks. You know what I mean? It meant a lot to us. You're only you guys can put us on top. You know what I mean? Because an artist is only as good as their work.
So true.
And it's up to you guys to actually determine to whether we're good enough. To actually, I put I put everything into my work. You guys has told me.
Our own opinions can last for so long. Mm-hmm. And at the end of the day, you guys are the ones who motivate us the most.
Definitely.
you go and download that. We go online all the time to look and see, you know, how many views, what rank, you know, what rank we're in. You know, it gives us that motivation because I don't think any artist wants to look at their rank and see that they're still at that like 500 and something, like, you know, and it's been already like a year, you know, then you kind of know like where you stand. Because even if it's just Reverb Nation, you know, there are about almost 1.5 million, almost 1.5 million. That's almost 2 million people who actually get on Reverb Nation to actually buy albums here.
Much more than that.
You know, and just to hear that alone, it just makes you like, okay, now I need to know where I need to stand. If I'm here, if people like me on this end, you know, then I'm gonna pursue it.
You guys can see the website right there. So that's where you guys can check us out on the Reverb. Definitely the Reverb was a standpoint from when we released the first singles and everything. And then we come down after, you know, after the In the Name of Chaos. In the Name of Chaos, by the way, is also available on iTunes, Amazon, Google Play, every major digital media outlet you can find In the Name of the Chaos on, and you know, it's definitely doing well. Xbox Music is also another one. We found that, you know, especially the first EP I had released, The Origin of Syntron, that has the singles to Citron's Way. You guys can check that out. That's also doing excellent on Xbox Music for streams and downloads.
Which was kind of a big surprise to us because, you know, after a while it was just like, I don't know if this is going to be up there.
Yeah, like we were debating, like we actually just checked it one day after playing a game of Nazi zombies, and like we went on and like you can stream the album right now still, like it's still doing well, definitely well, and again we couldn't do that without you guys. As we bank around In the Name of Chaos, we came to the final installment and the Movement of Chaos, Last Man Standing, Epilogue to Chaos. A lot went into, you know, planning how the end of the trilogy was going to end. You know, you can't make a trilogy without some type of basis. I had a story going in there. The story is basically an apocalyptic ending of possessed rising and taking over the world, and then suddenly it backfires on them, and all of a sudden we're stuck in a zombie apocalypse. So it's a crazy story. You got to hear it from beginning to end. You know, so you guys can check that out.
Mostly everything we do is gonna be cinematic. I mean, we like to, what our image is basically making sceneries and themes that are gonna have actual meanings to it. You know, we don't just stay stuck on just, you know, money and females and all that other crap that comes along. You know, we stay stuck on things that are gonna change people's views, not only on music but other things that are gonna come.
Definitely. With that said, you know, Last Man Standing to me was an excellent ending to how the trilogy finished off. It introduced the end of one era and the dawning of a next. The first single that took off from there is Walking Dead, my homage to the beloved comic book series and the AMC series. Fucking awesome. You guys need to watch it and read it if you haven't already. And I felt, you know, the direction of what the, you know, it was an apocalyptic storyline. It released on December 21st, was the supposed ending of the Doomsday. Happy Doomsday, by the way, Justice. We survived.
Yes.
It's the 24th. It's Christmas Eve. We're about to witness presents and whatnot.
You want to know what's funny? When that day occurred, early that morning, we had a thunderstorm in Connecticut because I live in Bridgeport, Connecticut.
I'm gonna tell you something about that in a second.
And things around the house were just slamming, and I mean things were slamming, and it was just like so loud I could not sleep. So me and my friends, we didn't sleep that whole night, and you know, we thought it was actually going to happen. It was like, crap, things are messing up right now. Like, why am I here right now? Why am I here? Why wasn't I born in like the 60s or something?
Yeah, on a side note, just to get off on a quick tangent from that morning there was a freaking thunderstorm and windstorm in Long Island, and just like the night before, I had like a debate with my brother about that. He was saying that there was supposed to be a thunderstorm that night, like, the next morning, like the hailstorms is gonna be waving and whatnot, and I'm like, if something like that happens, a sudden change of weather, we're dead. Like, the weather just doesn't change like that and whatnot. So you just have like, yeah, it does. And I'm like, not so sudden like that. No, it's not all windy.
You would
rainy.
Definitely notice. Like
It's not all rainy and crap outside. You're not gonna see that. So all of a sudden, the next morning, I wake up to the sound of like hard winds from like Hurricane Sandy, and hard rains. I get up and look out the window. I'm like, oh no, we're dead. It's the end. Like, he was right. So, just on the end of it, I was terrified for my life on that morning, so I decided to go back to sleep. At least I'll go sleeping. But I woke up and now I'm here. So, but anyway, Last Man Standing at the Log to Chaos. After the first single that we had released, it's leading from the end of one era into a next. The end of the movement of chaos that we had started. Again, by far the most successful movement that chirstmas Entertainment has taken upon itself for ourselves and for the public as well. At the beginning, before I had established the movement of chaos, chirstmas Entertainment also participated in Operation Black March. Took place during March. I'm sure a lot of people have heard of the hacktivist group Anonymous. Big shout outs to them. Pretty much what it was is that a lot of people have heard about the SOPA and PIPA acts from earlier in the year that were to censor the internet and whatnot. The reason why that I supported the movement, why I had thought, pretty much what those guys are superheroes. I don't care what a lot of people say. They do what a lot of people are scared of. So people who go against what they are, what they stand for and all this and whatnot. Open your fucking eyes.
And Zero cool. Zero's awesome, man.
Yeah. So, we participate in Operation Black March because the big thing in that whole thing is that what I put my mixtapes and also the free download albums and singles is through Mediafire. Mediafire is a well-renowned file sharing site. It's excellent for a lot of people to use it. That's how we make our business. I'm not gonna go on and say that I support pirating. I'm not gonna say that I'm against pirating. I'm on neither side of the plank. But
that's what I just said.
Oh, the zero fan.
Wow.
An insider if you catch a zero. Freaking, what was I saying? With Operation Black March, with Mediafire, if they were shutting down Mega Upload, which took the heat, they were shutting down a whole lot of things. They were just going on. The government was going on pretty much a rampage of a lot of media file sharing sites and a lot of places that offer free sites. They do a lot of pirating, but they're also file sharing sites. The bottom line, what they were originally meant for was to share zip files, business files, for businesses, for school, for schooling, if people need to share their papers and whatnot, like the Yahoo service that they offer with the file sharing thing back in the day, and it's still going strong as well. File sharing was not originally meant for pirating, so to speak. That's not what it's actually all about. When you're I understand that you're gonna go against. You guys got some type of problem against people that are going against pirating. That's all fine and dandy, but you're affecting people who also use it for business as well. Mm-hmm.
And it's that money flow right there is so.
It's not even exactly for the file sharing sites and the servers and whatnot. Like it's the things they do for people.
Yeah. I mean, you can basically, say what you want about the media fire or whoever uses it or all the people who are pirating and whatnot, but the whole factor is that you got companies who are out there who need, certain files that they can't just go and, they're gonna go 3 freaking countries over just to go get something that you can just get in 5 minutes,
Like, they took I'm not gonna go into whole depth of that entire situation.
Yeah.
The movements that went against it. Bottom line, I support it. You know what I mean? And C-Trans Entertainment as a label, as both the CEO and COO, we support it because it say so to speak, if Media Fire was going into it, it was in their aim. I keep up to date with a lot of tech news and a lot of everything. I'm a geek, so people know this. If Media Fire was to go down, there goes our mixtapes. There goes the 5-star, the 5-star mixtape, and the work that we had put in, the things that we offer to the public to actually hear, the art that we offer everybody. You're now messing with something that I put my heart and soul into, my dream. You know what I'm saying? So we participated in that, and and the goal to actually finishing all of that was the movement of chaos. When we started, we participated in that, and when the lights pretty much came back on, we started the movement of chaos. The movement of chaos was, it was our milestone. So with Last Man Standing, we end the movement of chaos, and then we veer into the year of 13, into next year, 2013, which we have a lot of important stuff introducing, which is also, you hear False Halo, and Justice has another verse on the Third Eye single, the Third Eye Dynasty. Our super group right here. Unfortunately, Danny couldn't be with us. He's enjoying his family. Merry Christmas, Danny.
Definitely, man.
False
God bless.
Halo, my nude. The creator of Third Eye Dynasty, let's get that. The creator, False Halo, the Truth, Justice, the Demon, Centron. That's how we go. We all fit together. The Third Eye Dynasty is the next movement. We're something new. We're something original. We're all people that are dedicated to the art of music and dedicated to really taking what we stand for to the top and showing to everybody else. That's what everything is. We have also, as outside of Centron, the Third Eye Dynasty has a single out, Hometown. You guys definitely check that out. It's also on Reverb, YouTube. You guys can check it out. Definitely put in Third Eye Dynasty and not the fake ass Third Eye Dynasty with the little press start one. The Third Eye Dynasty
that fucking try to
the ones
put
that,
asses as
the ones that
fucking
call,
imposters. I'm sorry, I got a little
Look at this
fucking
kid.
mad there already.
The ones that actually try, just to shed some light on that, the Third Eye Dynasty had some people try and push our group around, try to knock the spotlight off of us.
But they can't because we're in too deep.
Yeah, when we were making our step into it, they went ahead and they took, they were calling us imposters because apparently they have some label that gives the inkling of the title Third Eye Dynasty.
Totally,
we're
like
a group. They're a label. They're something completely different, and even the title of the name is in a different sense.
Yeah,
and
it just doesn't even look correct. Like
they went about themselves and they took our logo, blasted it on Facebook, printed imposters across it, and posted it up, and calling us the imposters, calling our Third Eye Dynasty era and everything that we stand for of movement. Well, I like to give, this time on my on our uncensored show, the Entity Spot, a nice fuck you to the haters. You know what I mean? Because we're with the people see who it is. This is far from an ego trip. Fans tell who the real people are. Haters tell who their spot is. You know what I mean? You don't go about it and disrespecting actual artists and people who bust their ass day and night to go about on their movement, and because that you feel that we're trying to affect your group in some type of way.
And you know what? I have something to say about that real quick. First of all, when you designed your goddamn freaking icon, did you think about, like that power button there? That was supposed to. What the hell? You basically took that from goddamn what you call it? Isn't that the PS3's like icon?
It looks like it.
It looks exactly like
a ripoff. But
ridiculous.
I only bash that only because on the sense that, again, you step on the toes of real artists, people who have been here for a while, people who have gotten the approval of the people. It's not that we step onto the scene of the underground and we didn't roll.
Nope.
onto the music industry. We didn't just jump in here and see, throw the stereotypical flashy shit to get our music out there. You know what I mean? Because since 2005, I took upon myself. I worked hard. I worked from what was through my heart, through my head, everything that came out. That I really wanted to just put in music form, something that should be heard. So you offended the rest of the group from doing so. But again, the people know where we stand. So also on that, I thank each and every one of you for knowing who the real ones are, and I thank each and every one of the people who go to back for Citron's Entertainment, Citron, Justice, False Halo, Third Eye Dynasty, every one of us, and notice who the real ones are. I thank each and every one of you for that, seriously. Moving on. Moving on for that. Now that we have aired out the crap.
Let's go in with the good.
We go into the year of 13. The year of 13 for Citron's Entertainment brings about a lot. Coming into the New Year's again. Merry Christmas, everybody. Seriously, we're sitting here on Christmas Eve. I'm enjoying myself. I'm enjoying myself with the family
tipsy.
and everybody. We have our drinks. We're enjoying ourselves. Rolling into the new year, I'm excited to really put out a lot of the new things because I'm deciding to go on my original niche, filming. I'm a film major and whatnot. A lot of people know that. A lot of people don't.
And big props to that because there's not a lot of people that I know, that actually would take that basic time to actually learn those basics. Because the basics is really what you need in order to actually create the tools of mastery.
Yeah.
So definitely big props for that.
Thank you very much. I've been wanting to put out a movie for a little while. I've been wanting to produce a short film. I'm deciding here, it's a working title, it could change, I've been deciding on and off, but right now it's called The Demon in Flesh. Right now that's my big major announcement. The Demon in Flesh will be my very own slasher short film. It will bring about a lot of, bring about my horror imaginative. I'm a big horror freak. I'm a big slasher head, man. It's what I was born to do. Music is my thing. Film is what I was born to do. I will be doing that throughout 2013.
Starting with your brother's remote control car when he had the
starting back through crashing through videotapes.
Yes,
with the monster truck.
Yes. Started with that, sir. Then you went and put the actual VHS inside the recording and started recording things. It was just like, yes, I need to record everything. Everything needs to be recorded. What's playing on TV? We gotta record that.
Oh, the childhood. Oh, definitely. We're going into the film, announcing our new company, the Entity Films. You'll be seeing the logo and a big grand opening. We're gonna be doing a video soon, for the single Walking Dead and the Demon in Flesh. Those will both be under the Entity Films umbrella. Once I go more into 2013 and the year 13, you guys will definitely get more detail on the short film. But the short film right now, the aiming release date is looking either September 13th, which is Friday the 13th, or I may be releasing it coinciding with my upcoming mixtape, Chapter 666 Hell Night, which will be finally releasing in 2013. I promise. Now going more into the mixtape. Chapter 666 has been something I've been trying to get done for a year and a half. Even before I even thought about doing the Movement of Chaos. And the Chapter 666, as you guys heard in the first featurette, I was supposed to do right after the Chaotic Truth, but the album had came up, a bigger step had pretty much fell in our road, so we had to take it. You know what I mean? Scheduling differences happen all the time. I'm moving into that with high expectations, because it's gonna be probably my most favorited project, even above my album, because it's a full horror project. All the beats are gonna be based off of horror films. All my favorite ones: Friday the 13th, Nightmare on Elm Street, Texas Chainsaw Massacre, and Amityville Horror. There's gonna be themes sampled. I'm gonna have a field day with these horror themes in these songs, and especially, I'm just gonna give you guys a little sneak peek real quick. The Shining is gonna be also sampled onto there, and that's gonna be my favorite single on there, and I cannot wait to write to that song. I really can. Chapter 666 will be releasing on October 30th, which is often thought of as Mischief Night, Devil's Night, and that's where, in other words, Hell Night came from. That's where the title comes from, Hell Night. I've been debating back and forth what to call the subtitle to it. Hell Night sounds good. Maybe I'll leave it up to the people to do so. You guys can throw me some ideas. I'll be discussing it throughout it. It'll definitely be something nice. Chapter 666. Once it's going to be released, I'm expecting the biggest Halloween response from it. It's full on horror fanatic. It's a horror fanatic mixtape. So you guys can definitely look forward to that. Finishing with the year of 13. Ending it will be the Demon of Christmas Past, with me and Justice had recorded.
Which will be actually perfected. It will be definitely. It's gonna be one of our most perfected actually themes, because I remember the last time when you actually was talking about it. You told me you needed you wanted to bring a more outlook to it. You wanted to re-perform it. We're actually gonna try to get some places to perform. So please check out weekly, because we're gonna have updates every week. We want to be more dedicated to the viewers. Because you guys are, like we said before, you guys are the ones who are going to put us on the map. So.
Exactly. With the Demon of Christmas Past, we will be making a short film for it, finally. We are planning to do it, when we released the demo version of it, which I call it now that I'm planning the album version. The album version will be extended more, and with the short film will be a full short film, fully, all actors, everything. A lot of production will be going into it, and we'll be putting on also plays during December 2013. So that will be going on actually an EP that I'm planning for the end of 2013. I don't know what I'm doing after that, but as of right now, end of 2013 will be an EP called Silent Night, Deadly Night, which that will be going on. So we can look forward to that to the end of the year 13. But summing up everything that we had talked about, again, I'd like to thank each and every one of the fans, you know, for checking us out, for checking up on the artwork that Justice does, on the music that I do, everything that we're getting into furthermore with C-Tron's Entertainment, and without you guys, we really couldn't do it. You know what I mean? We definitely couldn't. Rounding out of the movement of chaos on into the year 13. Seriously, guys, I wish each and every one of you a Merry Christmas, a Happy New Year. I thank you guys for listening to us. That is what C-Tron's Entertainment is about. That is what the year 13 is going to be about, and I'm just expecting the biggest turnout. And I'm expecting to hear the biggest responses from you guys, because all we've been getting is good feedback from you guys. I appreciate it big time. So, on that ending note of the debut episode of the Entity Spot, I'd like to thank you guys, and Merry Christmas.
Peace.
Later, guys. Salud.
Every time I remember, walking down the block, as a little prince, not knowing what I'm messing